Music, dance, theater. It's time to take a seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez. Hear from performers, producers, presenters, and creators who enrich our lives in the performing arts. Who's on stage? Here is Tom Alvarez to introduce you.
Hello, and welcome to On the Aisle with yours truly, Tom Alvarez. My guest on today's very special episode is Ann Hampton Callaway, one of America's most gifted artists in pop and jazz. This two-part program also includes an interview with the late composer-conductor Marvin Hamlisch, recorded in 2009. This is the first of what I'm calling my Encore Series. These are interviews drawn from my archives, which I will occasionally include in future episodes.
Think of all the hearts beating in the world at the same time. Think of all the faces telling stories of our lives at the same time. Think of all the eyes looking out into this world, trying to make some sense of what we see. Think of all the ways we have of seeing. Think of all the ways there are of being.
You're listening to At the Same Time, an original song written and composed by Ann Hampton Callaway. Join me now as I go on the aisle in my conversation with Ann.
At the same time.
Okay, so you're coming to Indy again, Ann Hampton Callaway. It's great to
That's
see
right.
you in the room. Where are you?
I am at home in Tucson, and I'm getting ready to pick Melissa Manchester up because we're working on a new CD with the Diva Jazz Orchestra. So that's what I'll be doing today, is welcoming one of my favorite singer-songwriters to my home.
Oh, that is so cool. I interviewed her at a Songbook Academy a few years ago when she was helping Michael out with his students.
Oh, that's
And
wonderful. Isn't she wonderful? I mean, she's such an amazing artist and person and a beautiful soul.
you're working with the Diva Orchestra. Who are they?
The Diva Jazz Orchestra is run by Sherry Miracle, and I've done recordings with them through the years. I perform with them all over, and I just released a new CD with them called Tappin' Through Life, a tribute to the great Maurice Hines. They're just incredible women, and Sherry is a joy to work with. That one is climbing the charts as number 4 in the jazz charts. And we've gotten numerous rave reviews. I got to sing with Clint Holmes and the Manzari twins, who are great tap dancers. It's really a lot of fun. And this album that we're making with Melissa will be with them as well. And we are going to have a ball. I think it's going to be called Tour de Force.
I'm not surprised that Melissa also sings jazz as well.
Oh, yes. She thinks of herself, like me, as a pop jazz singer. And if you go through some of her more recent albums, like For the Boys, she does some great swing songs. People surprise each other. I know Winona Judd is one of the great country singers of our time. And boy, there was an Ella Fitzgerald tribute, and she sang the hell out of Ella Fitzgerald. You just never know how many sides to people.
Like they say, a writer is a writer is a writer, and a singer is a singer is a singer. I mean, if you got the types, you can sing anything.
Yeah, I think many of us feel like our favorite color is the rainbow. And one of my favorite singers, Cleo Lane, Dame Cleo Lane, just passed away. And she was the only singer of our time who won a Grammy for a pop album, a jazz album, and a classical album. And she was one of my inspirations, or somebody who was like, if you love music and you relate to it and you can sing it and you can make it your own, then why not do it? Why not celebrate it all? So
well, one of my favorite crossover is Aretha Franklin when she sang for Pavarotti and sang opera.
Wasn't that amazing? Nessa Dorman? Yeah, that was, yeah. When I was on Broadway in swing, I used to play, even though she wasn't a swing singer, I would play Aretha because nothing got me going like her.
So I can't keep up with you. We're Facebook friends and I follow you and like I mean my God, your energy. I mean, especially after COVID, it's like your joie de vivre is over the top.
I'm very fortunate to have a manager who gets me out there, and I have so many wonderful venues through the years that I've created relationships with and cities that I've become to feel very close to. And like when I come to Indianapolis, all the history that I've had with the shows with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra and my many memories there, it's wonderful to have a sense that my life gets richer and richer because of the beautiful seeds planted, the relationships with my audience members and my fellow artists. So I feel very blessed, and it is a little exhausting. I have to work hard to get enough rest in there, but when you do what you love, that just sort of powers you through any
Where do
challenges.
you get time to do all that social media?
Anytime I have a moment, I just write what I'm feeling or say what's going on, and
Well, and you're
it's
really
just who I
good at
am.
it. You're really good at
Thank
the
you.
way you communicate. I can tell that you're not leaving that to like some person that you've hired,
Oh
right?
God, no. I would
Your
love to see
people.
somebody try to create
I,
my personality and voice. I don't think anyone could do it.
we laughed when I asked you if your people did that for you, whatever. And so,
Well, I know Brett actually will say Anne is performing here, don't miss Anne here, And I don't, that's the one hard thing about my job. I don't want to tell people, oh, I'm performing here. There's because I have a lot of places I'm performing at.
sure.
But then you find out, oh, well, if I tell them a weird thing that happened when I was working on a song arrangement, then that sort of draws people in. So it's sometimes it's about communicating the more personal side of things that makes people feel like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I'd like to be a part of that.
So have you ever played the Jazz Kitchen in Indianapolis?
Yes, I did before the pandemic, and it was a lot of fun. I think we did two sets that night, and we're doing a 7 and 9:30 show. I'm very excited to bring this show that has received such beautiful response all over the country called Finding Beauty, Inspired Classics and Originals. I'll be paying tribute to the singer-songwriters that inspired me growing up. People like Carole King, Joni Mitchell, James Taylor, Billy Joel, John Lennon, etc. And then I'm including highlights from my bucket list CD of originals that debuted #1 on iTunes Jazz. And it's a lot of songs that people know, and then my songs have stories to them that really seem to engage people. And there's a lot of humor. There's some moments to cry. There's some moments to sing along. And I've loved how audiences feel moved and inspired and excited in this special creation. And so I can't wait to love on my indie audiences with this new show.
You know that it's venerated here in Indianapolis, but a lot of folks in Indianapolis don't understand the scene that we have is actually among entertainers. Places like the Jazz Club really have a reputation, do they not? You can speak to that, right?
Yes, absolutely. Also, I think one of the reasons why Indianapolis is such a vibrant cultural scene is because also the education, I mean, some of the finest schools, if you want to learn how to sing, go to Indiana University. There's so many great teachers there. And my mother was born in Indianapolis. She didn't grow up there, but I just sort of feel like Chicago. It is a cultural, rich place where all kinds of marvelous things, you can go there at any time of year and something wonderful is happening. And that's my kind of city.
I've seen that. You go back there, you and your sister Liz, when you
Yeah.
returned to Chicago. Were you there together recently?
In
You,
Chicago?
yeah. Where
I think
I
it was
thought
just me this time. But actually, you know what you're thinking of? Kari and I went to see her do her Sondheim show.
that's yeah.
And that's the problem. I love where I live. It's a great sanctuary for the soul, Tucson, but I miss living in New York and being closer to my sister. So we just decided we hadn't seen her in a live show in a while. Let's go see this show that we saw her live stream of at 54 Below. It was so thrilling, and it was like all these people from our high school and my dad's station at PBS, and all these wonderful people gathered together, and it was a love fest. So it's
I,
important to do those things, make those trips, be there and
so
show the people you
So,
love.
without giving it all away, give us some highlights of your set list for Jazz Kitchen.
the show Finding Beauty, I'm doing a few originals, like the song that Barbra Streisand had a multi-platinum hit with, a peace anthem called At the Same Time. And if there's time, I will be writing a song for Barbara's next album with the audience. So I'm going to make an Indianapolis love song, and people will call out words and phrases, and it should be a lot of fun.
You and I have talked about that process and how it is that you do that. And there are very few of you. And I think I mentioned that the only other performer I knew who did that is
Marvin
Marvin
Hamlisch, right?
Hamlisch. One of his last performances was here and he did that. And I said,
He was amazing at that. I miss Marvin. He was such a great guy.
it wouldn't have been cool if the two of you had done that together. Wow. Think about
Well,
that.
I think I might have told you in the last time we talked that we were in a show at Carnegie Hall, and I said, "Hey, would you like to do an improv?" And he just, I don't know, I don't think he'd seen me do it, so
Yeah.
maybe he didn't realize how easy it would have been to just follow him in whatever way. Because,
I've really been enjoying all of these Facebook tributes or the New York stuff that they're doing to celebrate Chorus Line's 50th
oh,
anniversary.
hasn't that been incredible? Yeah, to see those
Uh,
pop flashes and yeah, when
the
they,
very
that's what
first
I think of.
cast.
Yeah.
Let's take a break to listen to The Glory of Love, another song written and composed by Ann, which features jazz guitarist singer John Pizzarelli.
You've gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You got to laugh a little, cry a little, until the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, oh, we've got each other's arms. You've got to win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. As long as there's the two of us, we've got the world and all its charms. And when the world is through with us, we've got each other's arms. Oh, you gotta win a little, you gotta lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of
So tell me more about, are you and Liz appearing anywhere together soon? I mean, you try
Yes,
to
well,
make it
and
happen a
we're
lot,
very
don't you?
excited. Tickets just went on sale for our 54 Below 15th anniversary celebration of our very successful show, Boom, which we recorded live
Love that.
at
Love
Birdland.
that.
And it's a show that celebrates the 60s and 70s, the music of our childhoods. It's so much fun. A lot of people, it's sort of like a cult hit show where people memorize the patter, and it's going to be really fun. And I hope next year we can bring out the joy of Boom because there's such a feel-good energy singing these wonderful songs that we love. And then I will be doing the best of Ann Hampton Callaway at 54 Below for my major engagement in September, the week of September 24th. So anytime I get to sing there is such a joy.
You know, you have a long history with 54 Below, and I wonder what are your thoughts about John that we lost recently? He managed 54 Below when it was Feinstein's?
Oh, John Iacchetti, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was very sad to hear that. I never even heard how he died. It was
Yeah.
just such a shock. And I hadn't actually seen him in quite a while, but I know he had an important relationship with booking people. And from my many years of working with him, was such a wonderful, devoted, hardworking guy who really cared about the music and
Well,
making.
he did not bring you here to Michael Feinstein's
Yes, he
Hotel
did.
Carmichael?
And I love that
Yeah.
place. That's such a
Are you
beautiful.
coming back there anytime soon?
I sure hope so. I loved it there. I think the hotel is one of the most elegant, sophisticated, beautiful places. I love the town. I love the people. So that would be a lot of fun.
Have you seen our mutual friend Marilyn May?
Well, I've certainly been hearing nothing but great things about her. And we did a show earlier this year at Dizzy's. It was a fundraiser, and it was so wonderful to see her and visit with her during the day and then watch her. She closed the show, and to see all these rich, philanthropists, some of them didn't know who she was. They're like, she's 97. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? She brought her A game like she always does. And I'm very happy. I don't know how many people know this, but my dear friend Lisa Schiff, who basically is responsible for building jazz at Lincoln Center, has a record company, and she has been wanting for several years to record Marilyn May. And so album will be coming out soon of her live performances at Jazz at Lincoln Center.
It's fantastic. So what are some things coming up? You've talked about the project with Melissa Master. You've always got three or four things in the works, right?
Yes, I also am working on my originals series, the album I did a few years ago, which was a real bucket list album called Finding Beauty Originals Volume 1. I'm already at work on Originals Volume 2. And I'll also be releasing a new CD with one of the finest jazz pianists I've ever heard in my life. He is Kenny Barron, and he's got all these Grammy-winning jazz singers singing songs he composed, and it was really exciting to record, the illustrious people that are going to be on that CD coming out in the fall. So it's going to be a very interesting album year because I have another record that I might try to make just sort of in the moment, calling out tunes with the great Shelley Berg. So I feel like it's a special year of creativity and possibly maybe publishing a book of poetry. So we'll see what happens.
It's a memoir coming along. Very, yeah.
I'm too busy living to write it right now. But I certainly have a lot of great stories that everywhere I go, there's some new wonderful people I meet, and I try to write about my life. And my sister and I have a wonderful morning ritual that we've been doing. We've been taking journal prompts from this great book that we discovered recently, and we've been writing, and then we sent pictures of our little journal entries. We don't actually read them to each other, but it's nice to encourage your creativity with someone else, so someone as close to as I am with Liz.
Sure. You know,
Clarity.
again, referring to social media, I could tell that when and if you do write a memoir, I mean, whenever you reflect and get reflective, I really enjoy how you're so vulnerable and you're willing to share your inner thoughts, and particularly right now, you never know who's coming to see you, but it's a constant theme for me, talking on my podcast, especially at length with people, artists, about how are you feeling these days? People depend on you for escapism because of what's going on in the country. Whatever your politics are, it's sports and arts. It's the only place you can go to feel safe, where you don't know what the politics of the person sitting next to you. From your perspective as a performer, do you get that?
I have witnessed this year everybody that I know who is an artist, whatever art form it is. I feel like we really are stepping it up. We realize we're living in a very, very critically important time. A lot of us are scared to death. We don't understand what's happening. And it's way beyond politics. It's just about a world that's kind of gone a little crazy. And a lot of people around the world are dealing with this. It's not just America. It's a very interesting time. So it's up to everybody, not just artists. And I also think everybody is an artist. But when I was on the jazz cruise this year in January, I noticed that everybody spoke to the moment. Nobody was alienating anybody, but everybody was putting extra heart, extra love, extra thoughtfulness, extra like what matters in life. We don't want to waste any more time. Nobody knows how long we have to live. So let's do all we can to enjoy our time together and to celebrate the good things in life. Because I'll tell you, when I go around the world and travel and meet people everywhere I go and talk to people, I see so many incredible, wonderful people. And we don't get to hear about those people in the news. We get to hear about people who are making decisions for reasons we don't understand. And it makes us feel scared. But if we remember that there are so many wonderful, loving, fun, interesting, caring people that are at work doing what they're good at and putting that little extra love into this time, I feel like there's a lot of hope. And I don't ever want anyone to lose hope because just in our lifetime, think of all the things we've been through together, the assassinations, the 9/11, the pandemic. We're going to get through everything. But artists and sports people seem to just kind of help bring people together around something that unites us all. And I'm glad that music has that power.
Yeah, there's a song in there somewhere.
I think I've already written several of them, but I'm sure there's another one and I'm waiting for it to come out. So
Do you carry around a notebook or what do you do?
this my phone with the notes app is
Yeah.
this my current journal. And I have so many ideas. I'm working on a song with Bria Skonberg, who's an amazing jazz singer and trumpet player. And so I can't sleep because I'm trying to figure out what lyrics to write to her beautiful melody. So last night, in the middle of the night, I just went in another room and I started writing down some ideas. And I was literally writing a song in my sleep, and I just thought, wake up, get out of bed, write this down.
That's interesting. So do you work in your sleep?
Yes, I do. I do. I
Wow.
memorize songs in my sleep. I compose in my sleep. And I just have to remember that I can't assume that I'm going to remember it in the morning. I will not remember it in the morning. I have to get up and write that down ASAP.
Oh,
So,
I myself do that, and I marvel at it. I don't know if this you do this either. I edit in my head too.
editing, though, comes later. It's very important to get all of the good stuff out and then tweak it. Because,
Right. Hey, listen, for people who have never heard you live, I mean,
uh,
that's the thing.
where have you been, people?
You
Where have
want
you been?
in a place like the Jazz Club, you got two shows, right? What times are they? I think it's 7 and
They're at
9.
7 and 9:30.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
limited
7 is
seating.
probably when most people will come. However, if you
Mhm.
really want to see Ann Hampton Callaway at her wildest, most frisky and fun, then the late show is always when I get a little bit more playful with my audience.
Yeah.
So, and some people stay for both shows just because even if it's the same show, it's feel different. I always sing things in the moment.
And
But
they have a fabulous menu, by the way. You know their
oh,
food.
I haven't remembered the food there, but I'm glad to hear about that.
It's excellent. It's
Great.
bona fide. It's a great restaurant as well. They do a great job. It's as urban as you can get. It's a great example of what's going on in Indy. A lot of sophisticated jazz people in Indy, by the way. We have a tradition. You know that, right? Indy has a
Tell me about it.
tradition.
I'm not sure
Oh,
where.
yeah, big time. Big names were taught at a black high school, Christmas Addicts High School, and they had a jazz teacher. He was legendary, and they turned out all these J.J. Johnson, and oh my God, they had a Harlem-like street called Indiana Avenue where they had all these jazz clubs. It was the only place where black people could live, and so
Wow,
yeah, it really is like a little Harlem, and all the big names, and the Madam Walker Theater is there,
how
and
exciting.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, a big jazz tradition. So you would fit right in, or you fit right in. So yeah, like Feinstein's, where you were, from your time at Indianapolis, we have a very educated audience. Hip. They travel. They've been
Oh,
in here.
definitely. Very sophisticated. And they're fun. Being from Chicago, I think that there's a certain quality of Midwestern audiences that I love because I feel like people from the Midwest are very open and fun
Yeah.
and
So are you
they
gonna
don't
do
take
a
themselves too serious. So,
gonna do a meet and greet in the lobby like you
of
often do
course,
when
I'm the
you're
friendly
here?
diva. Yeah, I will have CDs that will be signed and I will look forward to meeting people and giving out hugs and selfies. And it's
Well,
always
then, will I get to see you at the meet and great then?
Absolutely. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. I know that your time's in a crunch. You have to pick up Melissa Manchester, no less.
I don't have to, I get to.
God,
Yeah.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that car. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
what you two talk about. Wow, that would be fun.
We have a pretty great friendship. It's very special.
Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the
Thank you, Tom.
time. I mean, I don't know how many times I've interviewed you, but it never, ever, ever gets old.
It's always a pleasure to talk with you, and I love all the different people you talk with. You've really created a beautiful body of work celebrating and helping audiences know who all these artists are in the world to make life more enjoyable. So I really appreciate your support of all of us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Great to see you, Tom.
Let's close this segment with Ann singing her composition, New Eyes, in a duet with singer-songwriter Melissa Manchester.
Been missing your face at the table. The door is open, come on in.
Look at us, smiling through our river of tears as we start all over again.
Take your time, tell your story.
I wanna know everything you say. And if you get weary reliving those memories, isn't it good we got each other with worries on the rise? You eyes,
You're standing here with me.
we were too blind to see. We were dreaming too small, and now, far as our eyes can see, we'll imagine what our lives can be. Funny how the last thing you notice is what you needed all along.
And our song is singing us back from the storm to the sun.
Isn't it good we got each other as hope is on the rise? You eyes, you're standing here with me. We were too blind to see. We were dreaming too small, and now, far as our eyes can see, we'll imagine what our lives can be.
I see you, scars and all. I see you whole at last.
I recognize my home in you through new eyes. New eyes. Just imagine what our lives can be. Through new eyes. New eyes. Through new eyes.
New eyes.
Been missing your face at the table.
In tribute to the 50th anniversary of A Chorus Line, Enjoy this interview I conducted with Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards winner Marvin Hamlish, who composed the iconic musical. My chat with Hamlish was recorded when he visited Indianapolis in 2009 to appear with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra Pops, led by Jack Everly.
I saw you in your last one, actually. I believe I did see your very last concert. I've been there quite a while. I don't know how many times. I must tell you, one of the people whose memory is really bad when you hear these kind of things. Yeah, I bet you are after all that. I saw that you're a pop conductor for what, 6 different orchestras? Yeah. How do you keep track of them all? Well, I'm usually doing 3 or 4 times a year. Yeah. Okay, so sometimes, repeat a concert for one thing to do it. Sometimes you can't, but, you try to word it out very much how I shower until it was very clear and for that, you turn next point to like hitting concert with preparation. Yeah. You have enough time to, you'll hear me cry. I do things from movies, recordings from movies that I've done. I do a wonderful tribute to Irving Berlin as your own turn. I believe very much it's very important now to tie as many American composers as you can, because I think it's important that we keep the youth alive. A lot of us do think it's kind of dying a natural death because the people aren't hearing it, you know what I mean? I think it's very important for grandparents, particularly, or parents, to bring children to these concerts because they get to hear really good music. Well, that's great. That's great that you brought that up, Mr. Hamlish. What are you saying anecdotally when you're appearing at these different cities at these pop concerts? Are you seeing younger people? Well, it depends. I'm the places that I am a conductor for, meaning like Pittsburgh and Washington, people like that. Well, it's not once a year, but where it's like 4 times a year. It's a slow movement because we're children coming to the concerts. Like, you start up in the Christmas concert and you hear a lot of kids there, and then you make a point of making sure that they're going to come back. So, yeah, I just see that healthy. But the truth is, every community goes do their own thing. I was attached to doing on their own, because no one else is going to help them. So if they chanting get the people out there, then you have a real chance. And my feeling is, once kids hear the music, they love it. Mm-hmm. And I don't mind about keeping their attention. All I worry about is giving them into the head. Yeah. Are you aware that Michael Feinstein is starting a foundation here in this area? Yes, I am. To promote the American Songbook, and he's doing a lot of educational programs as part of that. So, fortunately, Indianapolis is going to benefit from his. Like you, he too has a concern that their music be continued. Right. Well, he's wonderful. I love him, and I only wish him the best. Mm-hmm. So I presume you'll be doing a lot of the music that's your famous from both the theater and the film world? I'd be going to especially character player on the next Blade War and of course the state. Yeah. So it's a nice little kind of combination of those things here. What do you think about it? I always had a thing called Rich Composer where I make up songs on the spot. Yeah, I remember when you did that. Someone clued you into the fact that Indianapolis Colts were in the playoffs. And I don't know if you remember that, but it will just so happen when you're appearing here next weekend, they will also be in the playoffs. So it's a pretty good. Oh, sure. Yeah. They're going to win. They're going to win. Of course, they have an incredible season. They'll be playing the playoff game Saturday, probably while you're doing the concert. They're going to be playing that game not too far away. Anyway, that's funny. On the same night that I'm playing a concert, I would be ready to pick 2 people in the audience. Oh, no, there's still a pretty large group of symphony people, but no, I think we're going to be a big draw. Hey, tell me, are you going to be including any music from The Informant? No, not yet. I haven't been able to get it all ready that bad. It's going to be our first, so we'll see. Well, I read on your website some reviews that you have, and you made reference in the past to you have cautioned that it was the word some pressure and always having to talk yourself or suffer anxiety that you're not going to be able to do what you did before. Do you still feel that way about awards after you win them? Yeah, I really do. I think I would hate having this thing of like you do. And I think that the real pressure is really working the award. The real pressure is hoping that you're able to continue to get the chances flowing. That's the main thing.
Well, I saw what you talked about in one interview about the fact that when you were trying to do the informant, was Colorado asked you to do that, you got to work on it, you were kind of blank for a while until you came up with the contract.
Yeah, did you see the film?
No, I have not, but I want to now, for sure. Your music has always been important to me. Personally, I harken back to The Swimmer, I think The Swimmer, ordinary people's Sophie's Choice, for me in particular, I recall those having almost sort of a visceral effect on the emotional quality of your music. So I'm sure you still have that and more, I would think.
Well, I love it when I can sort of short going like Patrick, I would.
Oh, really?
The thing about this film was that it's a very wacky film. It's very up-the-word film. As to get into the whole feel of that film took a while. Because the protagonist is a bipolar guy, so it took a while to get the feel of that. But once I got into it, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I read where you said that what you did with the music, you tried to portray the world of the music through his eyes, and not necessarily what the audience was saying. Is that correct?
Exactly, correct.
Yeah.
I was trying to get into his mind and into what he was thinking, as opposed to what he was portraying.
So, is it kind of counterpoints then?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's been called sort of wacky, and in other words, like the music fun and rollicking and so on and so forth. What took you so long to get back to Hollywood?
A lot of things. I mean, regularly, not very terrible reason, but I was very busy on shows. I was very busy conducting. I really haven't worked with a really what I call terrific director. And you're going to call it Steven Soderbergh. You got yourself a great director. So everything else started to come together.
Well, what of his work did you see that made you, impressed enough that you wanted to work with him?
All of his films, every one of his films should be very interesting writing. He's very smart when it comes to music. He just knows what he's doing. So I was very happy with that.
Are you working on anything right now, any theater or film project?
I'm working on two theatrical projects. One is the digitalization of the commentary for Lewis films like Magnetic Possession.
Yeah. So the Jerry Lewis piece, is that headed for Broadway eventually?
Well, we look like 2011 that will be on the board.
Oh, that's exciting. Let me ask you this real quick. You've been associated, of course, with Barbara Streisand and Liza Minnelli. Is there any new talent out there that you've seen that you feel is of that caliber?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of great talent out there. I mean, there's no question. I mean, the Celine Dion is incredible. There's Taylor Swift is incredible. And these people are coming out all the time. It's just hard to find you. They're there. It's just such a sound.
Huh?
I mean, someone like Shai maybe not exactly all of that same package, but there's a lot of great talent still out there. No question.
Yeah. Well, of course, they didn't start out being Barbara Streisand. Liza Minnelli certainly had the benefit of having a famous mother. Do you see anybody like that who has the potential for becoming like mythic, like those two?
Well, if I knew who they were right now, I'd have them with me.
Yeah, but so who would you like to work with of the ones that you mentioned?
Well, I love Celine Dion. I just think she's great person.
Yeah. And have you worked with her?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. And would you like to work with Taylor Swift if you had a chance?
I think she's wonderful.
Yeah. Do you think that she will, she's so young, you think that she'll branch off and maybe even do some Broadway someday?
No, I think she will definitely have a major career. Major.
Yeah. I didn't ask you how familiar you are while you played with the orchestra, but what kind of reputation does the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra have from your perspective?
I think they have a wonderful reputation as an orchestra. And of course, their Christmas shows become legendary. Yeah, I think they have a wonderful reputation.
You know Jack Everly well?
I know him very well. Here, I conducted one of my Broadway shows.
Oh, really? Which one was that?
The Power Song.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this, and then I will let you go, Mr. Hamlisch. I appreciate your time. What would be your primary goal when you make these kinds of appearances, particularly with our symphony orchestra? What will be your goal?
My goal is to give people 2 hours of good music and fun so they can get away from the breaking news headlines that are bombarding us on a daily basis.
Very good. So don't forget to mention those colds when you're here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me on the aisle. But before we close, let's hear Ann sing another duet of one of her own songs with fellow jazz singer-songwriter Kurt Elling. This is Love and Let Love.
No one tells the sun not to shine, or tells a rose it's not supposed to grow. No one tells the rain to keep from falling, or the endless river not to flow.
No one tells an eagle not to soar, or tells a baby she's not allowed to cry. No one tells a wave not to reach for the shore, or a rainbow not to bend across the sky. Live and let live. Love and let love. Trust the hand that made us exactly who we are.
Every creature on this earth, the moon and every star above,
They're saying love and let love. Oh. Every heart that beats, beats for a reason, holding space for sacred life to live. Sure as there's a day, a year, a season, every heart has something it must give.
when love comes, it's everything there is. It comes in every shape and face and hue. Love is why we're here and what we're after. It's the one thing that we're born to do. So live and let live. Love and let love. Trust the hand that made us exactly who we are.
Every creature on this earth, the moon and every star above, they're saying love and let love. Each of us is reaching out, soul touching souls.
Touching souls. And who can say what another heart needs to make it
Needs to make it whole. Live and let live. Love and let love. Trust the hand that
Our thanks go out to our media sponsor, Urban Times. Urban Times is a monthly news magazine which serves as the official newsletter for 15 Indianapolis neighborhoods, offering news about development, arts and entertainment, and from the business community. Thank you for joining me on the aisle. Please subscribe to my podcast, and if you want to hear previous episodes, find them on the All Indiana Podcast Network, or listen to them wherever you get your podcasts. This is Tom Alvarez.
Who will take center stage on the podcast next? Your seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez awaits. Follow Tom on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and make sure to visit tomalvarez.studio. Watch Tom every other Thursday on Lifestyle Live on Wish TV, and make sure to listen every week here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.